I have a lot of catching up to do when it comes to Persona. I've only played Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, and I'm still yet to finish off Golden, but I thought I'd get a head start on the music. Hi, I'm Everything Fancy, or Corey Lawrence, and today we're going to be breaking down It's Going Down from Persona 3 Reload. I'm quite excited for this because I really enjoy Persona music. If you checked my Spotify, I'm pretty certain that the majority of my most listened to tracks are probably from Persona. Things like Life Will Change, Beneath the Masks, for example. And so I thought, naturally, let me explore the music of the other Persona games, and maybe that might encourage me to play it. I have my trusty keyboard down below. Okay, so key signature first and foremost. We have D flat minor. We have a lot going on. It's kind of very to the point, very punchy. I love the bass line as well. The bass line sounded something like this. We have the classic Persona brass as well. Let's have a listen to what the brass are doing, because I've always felt like brass get underrepresented in music. So we have a full right at the beginning. Something like that. I love so we're in D flat minor. That's outside of the key. We shouldn't be hearing that G, but it creates that contrast. It should sound like this. But we get a... Sorry, I paused just before a new section, but I had to call out some things there. First of all, the rapping is really, really cool. I have noticed though, in a lot of Persona tracks, like I was comparing this to the rap section of Ambitions and Visions, and the lyrics do a really good job of being mysterious in the sense of they don't tell you too much about the game. They leave you a lot to figure out yourself, which I think is how it should be. I don't like it when lyrics are too obvious and too in your face. Like the tricks up your sleeve. You don't know what tricks they are, just, yeah, you know, it's a Persona game, but I love the ambiguity of everything so far. I love the rest of the instruments as well, just doing a killer job. The bass line. And things like that. We have the brass doing those quick stabs as well to help that kind of funky groove too. I did want to listen to the drum kit actually and hear what the rhythm is. It's quite a simple rhythm. It's something like this. That's hard to keep up, but it's something along those lines. I want to talk about three things. I want to talk about this in terms of layers. So there are always the things that are in front of us when it comes to music, the things that are most obvious. So the vocals in this case. Da 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 da. Obviously sounding wonderful as always. Every Persona song with vocals in it is killer. That's just the rule of thumb at this point. That's the upfront stuff. Obviously the drum beat as well changed just as we go into the link section, which I'm assuming is going to go back to another verse. So there's that. The middle layer, we have the things that are still up front, but not as obvious in your face anymore. So things like the piano, for instance. And I really want to let's work out that piano line. You may have heard me react at some point because there was a chord change. There are some chord changes that really just affect me, like inside. I don't know what it is about them. Maybe there's a science, there probably is, and if I sat down for ages, I could probably figure out what the precise type of chord progression is that does this to me. But it just triggers this kind of internal reaction, and you may have heard it, you may have seen me do it at one point in this song, and I'm gonna go back to that part. That E flat 7, that's the one that kind of creates that uncomfortable feeling. It also ends up in a 2-5-1, which if you know anything about jazz, a 2-5-1 is a common jazz progression because it ends up going back into the D flat minor. So that's what I particularly love about this so far, but let's keep going. There we go. We go straight back into the verse. Side note, I love the drum line there. Oh, I just love the chorus so much. We have a different verse actually from the first verse with some extra BVs. We also had, you know how I talked about those layers? I mentioned the first two, the kind of the top layer, the thing that's in front of us, the middle layer, the one that's kind of like holding the fort, so to speak. I call that the bass and piano and the drums in this case. The third layer are those really quiet elements that are just kind of doing things in the background. We have an organ that's very, very quietly just playing some riffs. Occasionally just throwing in some riffs really, really quietly in the background, not too upfront. Whoever was playing the organ just didn't want to stand out, just wanted to kind of vibe along to the track, which I always really like as well. I feel like it's often the quieter elements that make a piece of music and not the things that are so in your face. My chord change. Yeah, there we go. Bridge? Bridge. It was so leaning towards that bridge. This is currently following your very, very standard verse-chorus structure with actually no pre-chorus, really. We just go straight for a verse and a chorus, and pretty much in most pop music, so to speak. And in fact, not just pop, outside of pop as well, you'll typically have verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then a bridge. And this is what we're getting. And usually the key features of a bridge are a change in the lyrics for a start, often a change in the chord structure, might be something more akin to the chorus as well, and that's exactly what we're getting here, to the point that in a lot of songs you can generally predict what's going to happen next. My guess for this track is that after the bridge, we are going to go straight back into a chorus. No verse, no build up, but just straight back into the chorus. I could be wrong, but let's see. Oh, I love the sort of like the break beats in the background. That's really, really cool. There we go. There we go. What did I say? What did I say? And we have an outro. One small comment as well. I like the piano, when the chorus starts, the rhythm that the piano plays. It sounds something like this. I don't know, I've always just liked the sort of like, it feels quite soaring, like it's up in the air, floating above us, but helping to guide the harmony. I don't think like it would work as well without it. There's something about it that just helps kind of like ground the piece. It's hard to describe why that's the case, but it still does a fantastic job. So, what a fantastic piece of music. I just know that this is now going to be one of my most listened to tracks. I can just tell. I know that this is going to be the case. It's so simple. It's so to the point. It's not as complex, say, rhythm, structure, and harmony and melody-wise as, say, like, Wake Up, Get Out There, or a lot of tracks from, say, Persona 5, or Persona 4 for that matter. But it does what it needs to do incredibly well. Like, I just want to understand the characters more than anything else. I want to understand the story. I want to hear this in-game. I haven't actually seen the opening, which is... I'm assuming this is the opening. I know nothing about the context of this. I'm really curious to know if this is the opening. Surely it has to be. But knowing Persona has a wonderful ability to use tracks in unexpected ways. If I played Last Surprise, for example, to people that don't play games very often, you probably wouldn't have expected it to be the battle theme, I'd say. And instead, maybe even opening or something like that. Something like this, I'm just assuming surely the main theme or the opening theme. But who knows at this point? I could be totally wrong. It could be the battle theme for all I know. I'd love to hear your thoughts too. I'm happy to go into more detail as well. And what I've decided as well is that if this video gets enough likes, I may even do a remix of it too. I should set a goal, but I don't really know what goal to set, so I'm going to ignore that for now. Corey from the future says 500 likes. Just put, we want a remix in the comments if you want a remix. But until next time, thanks for watching, and take care, my friends.